Smells good. You know, I decided today that I would tell you a little story. When I started out way back in the day, right out of high school, I got a job for a large manufacturer and I worked in production, building heavy things. It was long hours, it was hard work. And this one particular day, I had assembled a lot of product incorrectly. And my supervisor came over with this binder and he says, "You screwed up, man. I got to write you up in the quality book." And he opens up the book and turns the pages and starts to write down everything that happened, what I did wrong. And all I could think of is I was so angry at myself. It was a basic mistake that I made. And I was kicking myself around up here, right? God, I can't believe I made that mistake. And I ran so much product wrong. And man, I felt terrible. None of us want to make mistakes like that. And so he said, "Okay, well, you got to sign here." So I, signed the manual and off he went. And I just couldn't get over it. I was, restocking my bench where I assemble this product. And I was just so upset and so angry with myself and so just unhappy. And it was lunch break and he comes over and he goes, "I need to talk to you in my office." And I was like, "Oh, great. Now what?" Right. And I go in there and sit down and he takes out the quality manual again. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, now what?" And he opens it up and he goes, "I want you to look at something." And he puts the quality manual up for me to look at. And it's his name in the quality manual and a mistake that he made, all written out. He said, "Look, I wanted you to know you're not alone. Look at how thick this book is. We all make mistakes, Dave. We all make mistakes. The important thing is that we learn by them. Don't take this, to heart. It's documented because we have procedures that require that we document it. But, when I take a look at this book and I look at all the names, your name only shows up once. Just learn by it. Go forward. You're good at what you do. You've been here for years." At that time, I think it was probably going on my third year. He says, "Look, you've been here for years. You've never made a mistake. This is the first time you're in the quality manual or the quality book. Don't worry about it. Do the best you can. That's all. Now go out there and work." And I can't help but think his name was Darrell. And I can't help but think that Darrell realized, look, in his frame of mind, he's not going to be productive. He may even make more mistakes because he's dwelling on that mistake that he made that I documented in the quality manual. But he cared enough to share with me that he was in there too, that we're all human. And the important thing is that we learn and we get better. So I want you to think about that people make mistakes. And it's important about how the leader responds to when somebody makes mistakes. He was very empathetic. Darrell had been a fireman before he joined the company, and I could definitely see why he was in the position he was in, because he could connect with people. And even in the difficult situations where I had really screwed up, and by the way, I had to put in 2 hours of overtime fixing all my mistakes, and that was tough. And that was a good, not really a punishment, by nature, but it taught me to pay more attention to what I'm doing and making sure that I put out the highest quality work that I can. But I wanted to share that story with you so that if you have someone on your team that is challenged like I was back then, and making a mistake, and it's not an insignificant one, that you approach it with a level of empathy and understanding and encouragement for them to go out and do better the next time around. Thanks for listening to my story. I hope you're enjoying your favorite beverage, and I will see you next Monday. So I look forward to it. Bye now.